I will explain a film from 2016, titled Sniper Ghost Shooter. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy the content. A group of terrorists plot to murder American hostages on a beach in Syria, where the film opens. To kill the terrorists who plan to record the hostage-taking as vengeance against the Americans, a soldier by the name of Miller commands a sniper squad into firing positions. The team waits for Miller's orders before taking action. Unexpectedly, the terrorists tell one of their young recruits to kill one of the captives. Beckett hesitates when Miller orders him to fire, so Miller tells Barnes to fire immediately away. Barnes, however, misses, alarming the terrorists, who then murder one hostage. Then all the terrorists trying to flee to the shore are killed by the combat chopper and sniper squad. Despite their success in killing the attackers, one captive perished. When Miller phones Beckett to inquire about the occasion, Beckett vows to improve the next time. Later, Beckett and Angst join Cervantes and Rojas as they celebrate their success on a dock in Istanbul, Turkey. Angst brings up their past duty when they are having fun. She accuses Beckett of being hesitant because this makes him anxious. Beckett moves away so he may enjoy his beer by himself. He feels calmed and relaxed by Cervantes. Beckett expresses gratitude and explains that he wants some alone time. After Cervantes leaves Beckett alone, a woman gives him a brief glance before leaving. Following the woman to the end of the pier, Beckett flirts with her and begins discussing their joint venture in Istanbul. Then, from a distance, a suspicious figure makes his way to the rooftop of the derelict building, draws a sniper rifle, and points at Beckett. Fortunately, the sniper is killed by Beckett's major, Bidwell. He immediately phones Beckett and demands that they meet. While Beckett and Bidwell are conversing, the woman leaves without his knowledge. Informing him that a sniper was prepared to kill him, Bidwell advises him to exercise caution going forward. Beckett acknowledges to Bidwell that he hesitated since one of the terrorists was a young man when Miller tells him about the Syrian mission. Having a conscience is not always a negative thing, according to Bidwell, but it shouldn't influence his decision-making. To discuss their upcoming operation, which entails defending a gas pipeline in Georgia from terrorists, the group meets with the colonel. Beckett runs across the woman he first met on the dock. Slater, as she is now known, gains control of the situation. Their task is to take out enemy snipers, and Slater will back them with drones. The team arrives at the Georgia pumping station the following day, and Slater goes into great depth on the method. They have 2 hours to defend Killian Grun, an oil tycoon, when he shows up at the station. The militants attack Killian under the command of the terrorist commander Gazikov. The crew takes their designated positions outside the station and starts the procedure. When Angst alerts the group to a distant flash of light, it is already too late. One of Killian's bodyguard's cars is shot by the terrorists' anti-tank sniper, and the other bodyguards then kill the terrorists. Rojas and Angst are mentioned by a sharpshooter during the battle. The others are unaware that the sniper has killed Rojas. Slater utilizes her drones to provide superior direction as a consequence. The enemy sharpshooter is being guided in the proper direction by someone. The enemy sniper kills Maines, and the terrorist overpowers Killian's bodyguard. The colonel in command authorizes the launch of missiles in the region where the terrorists attack after spotting the terrorist on the radar. Killian is defended by the troops. Rojas' neck wound is treated by Angst and Beckett, but blood loss causes her death. The region where the terrorists are utilizing the anti-tank sniper is scouted by Miller, Slater and his men. In disbelief, Beckett distributes the remains of Gazikov's brother-in-law and charges Colonel Sergei of perhaps providing intelligence to the terrorists. Since none of Sergei's troops have perished, Beckett surmises an ambush. Sajid and another team member Beckett is supposed to accompany Colonel Sergei as he sends Beckett to a highland station. A group protecting a pipeline. They are welcomed by Russian guys as they arrive at the station house. They don't start attacking Beckett until he gets to the station. The supervisor, Andrei, who is astounded by his skills, orders them to put an end to their altercation. Andre then takes everyone outside while explaining how Beckett ended up joining his squad. As punishment for his disobedience, Beckett reveals that a Georgian is a traitor who is secretly passing on information to terrorists. However, no Georgian troops were slain, only his companions perished. Before punishing the Georgians, Andre recommends Beckett to find further evidence of the traitor. Additionally, he needs to find the person who killed his buddies and make him tell him how they got to be there. Andre and his colleagues observe a listening station and find Chechen criminals stealing from it. Every armed robber who enters the facility will be killed by Andre. On the other side, Beckett thinks they need to conquer them. While the others cover him, Andre gives Beckett instructions to illustrate how to do it. Andre is preparing to make a strike. Beckett makes an effort to haggle with the robbers, but they behave suspiciously. In response, Andre shoots one of them, killing all save one for questioning. Later that night, they talk about their history. Andre claims that he had encountered a child dragged into conflict before and had to deal with it. When he was about to kill him, the secret explosive killed his fellow soldiers. Beckett learns from Andre that a competent shooter must put morality aside in order to kill without second-guessing. Sajid believes the terrorists he sees in the mountains the next day are Chechens on their way to free their hostage. They start setting off explosives right away and getting ready for battle. While Andre and the others watch the station, everyone takes their positions. Conversely, Beckett and Sajid position themselves behind some boulders to provide sniper support. Soon after entering the station, the Chechens start firing. While defending the station, Andre and his men blow up the explosives and murder everyone they come across. Sajid and Beckett are able to evade the RPG fire from the Chechens when they see Beckett. Beckett arrives safely and looks for Andre. Sajid betrays them at the same time as he hatches a plan to kill Beckett so he may join the enemy. Later, they pull Andre outside and make an effort to behead him. Thankfully, Beckett comes just in time, shoots everyone, including Sajid, and rescues Andre. Andre compliments Beckett for not second-guessing his decision to shoot Sajid, and Beckett's probation is revoked. Upon his return to the base, Beckett is immediately tasked with getting in touch with Mothershed in Georgia. In order to see Gazikov and discover who is providing them with intelligence, he collects the ashes of his brother-in-law. The following day, Mothershed goes with him to Gazikov's house, with assistance from one of the drones. Although the drone can see the enemy, it cannot recognize them. They quickly overtake Gazikov's forces, and Mothershed delivers the leftovers. Beckett wants to know who gave them the sniper squad's coordinates. However, he is not persuaded by the terrorists' claim that it was a gift from God. Unexpectedly approaching them, Gazikov claims they are not lying. When the colonel discovers the terrorists in trouble, he sends a missile to protect his soldiers. A terrorist with a tough book and a satellite uplink is encountered by Beckett. The rocket destroys their area. Thankfully, Beckett and Mothershed can avoid it just in time. Slater demands the two give a reason for meeting with Gazikov when they return to the operation headquarters. Beckett tells her that he saw the terrorists carrying a large book that had satellite uplink tracking in it and thinks they used it to figure out where they were. The colonel approaches Beckett through Slater's mobile phone and requests that he carry out his new assignment by returning to his group and protecting Killian. The following day, as Beckett arrives at the pumping station in Georgia, Cervantes greets him and lets him know that the others are on a mission in the highlands after discovering Gazikov's whereabouts there. They rush to their team as Beckett foresees the peril of the operation. In the highlands, Miller Barnes and Angst are providing long-distance assistance for the ground forces. Drones fly overhead, keeping a watch on Miller and the other shooters since they are aware that their coordinates are known to be somewhere in the Kutaisi area. To draw attention away from the snipers, the terrorists shoot one of the foot soldiers. The enemy sniper aims for Angst but misses. Angst alerts her crew right away to the terrorists' location in the White House. Barnes goes to her rescue after she is shot in the shoulder and provides first aid. Just in time, Beckett and Cervantes show there and instruct Miller to take off their GPS vests. The foot soldiers arrive at the White House in the interim, but the terrorists have disappeared. Sergei and Slater arrive to look at the issue. The drone issue is brought up once more by Beckett, but Slater is not persuaded. Finally, Miller and Sergei take into account his assertion. At the operation base, Beckett and the others reload their ammo. Soon after, the colonel pays a visit to Miller's team, and Miller discloses both the GPS issue with the drone and the fact that Gazikov's Kutizhi flat was a trap for the colonel. Miller concurs with Beckett's argument and considers it to be true. The colonel assesses the circumstance and offers fresh directives. He says that their next task is to kill Gazikov and his soldiers. Gazikov wants to attack the station the next day, according to satellite photographs. By dusk, Gazikov's last terrorists will be dealt with by the reinforcements. Miller believes it would be a horrible idea if the terrorists could see the drones, but Slater is adamant that it is not conceivable. They are told to turn off their GPS gadgets and get ready for the attack by the colonel. Miller and his crew succeed in their mission. Informing Miller that the attack may occur today rather than tomorrow since the station has been left exposed, Beckett gets a terrible feeling about the journey. Miller claims to have seen Gazikov approach the base on satellite images. This information, according to him, was given to him. Then Beckett explains how they discovered the location, which he surmises was through the usage of the drone network. Miller is persuaded by Beckett that the information they were given might not be accurate. They return to the station without further delay. Gazikov is beginning his attack inside the station in the meanwhile, with only a few soldiers present to defend the helpless station. It will take some time for the colonel and Slater's request for reinforcements from the base to be answered. Miller and the others show up shortly after that to assist the soldiers. The enemy snipers have learned about them, and they are now aggressively looking for them. The terrorist who is clutching the difficult book is found by Beckett, who then kills him. When he eventually locates Gazikov and kills him, the confrontation comes to a climax, forcing the terrorists to flee the area. At the end, Beckett is shown catching up with Barnes and Cervantes Angst, two of his old buddies. The colonel then informs them that he will continue to serve as their field operator going forward. Slater is waiting for Beckett to apologize because she didn't believe his original claim about the drone as she is at the dock. Despite the unpleasant setting, she accepts Beckett's offer of a drink with no hesitation. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay updated on future videos. Leave a like to support the channel.